Lord of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. Beyond sight. Beyond sight.
What's all the Mexicans for?
What's up? What's up? It's another episode of Sight Beyond Sight. And today we're going to talk about the new movie that came out today, Shang-Chi. It's the second movie in phase 4 because Black Widow's number 1. I'm Nick, one of your hosts. That's Andrew. You already know.
I blame the Mexicans.
I don't know what he's talking about. And so we're going to get into it. We're going to have spoilers. So if you don't want to listen to spoilers, then shut it off, I guess. But tell people.
Yeah, so I guess you could say spoilers.
Yeah, because we're going to talk about the 2 end credit scenes and all that stuff as we go. So anyway, I'm going to throw it off to you. And I guess you could give your opinions on it. Like, did you...
Oh, we were talking about the movie?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I didn't know we were talking about what if for the movie.
No, we'll do what if later.
Shit. All right, so basically we're gonna start off with my opinion of the movie, which is an interesting opinion because this is why I blame Mexicans. Because I want a standalone Spanish movie. I want a whole cast of Spanish people now, with fucking subtitles for Spanish speaking people. We got Black Panther, we got Shang-Chi. I want Miles Morales, and I want a whole Spanish shit now. Honestly.
Yeah, but Miles Morales is half
Black, half Spanish. But
yeah, I know.
Yeah, but you can make him more Spanish than Black.
No, that's not gonna fly with people. That's not gonna fly.
I was trying to think of other Hispanic like superheroes in my head, but I kind of.
I actually did the math on that.
Yeah.
There's less Hispanic superhero characters than any other race.
Yeah, but we get no love.
It's weird because if you think about it too, from the characters that I know of, it's either for Spanish, it's Mexican and Brazil.
Yeah.
No other. There's like. I don't know one that's Dominican. I know a few that are Puerto Rican, but everything else is Brazilian or Spain, like Spanish.
Those are those, bro.
Yeah.
That Spaniard type shit. Like those people that fight things like that stereotype.
So yeah, go into what you're doing instead of your racist talk.
It's not race based. It was just saying, like, I want some fucking respect. Nah, honestly, I didn't think the movie was a bad movie. It was a basic Marvel movie. The fight scenes were cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Trying to think, like, I didn't think basically. I guess you could call him. I guess we call him the Mandarin. Like,
yeah.
The Mandarin.
Yeah.
He was a cool guy. Like, he was a better actor in this than he was in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But
they didn't let him talk at all.
But like, I don't know. I guess like I was still like, as much as I was still like trying to accept the rings aspect.
Yeah.
I was just like. I kind of still wish it was a little different than being what it was.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much my biggest critique of the movie is like, didn't really like the rings. I liked a lot of the little Easter eggs that they threw out there.
Mm-hmm.
And freaking, I just thought like the fight scenes, the story made sense. It was a good movie. Like,
yeah,
it really was like, it's gonna, I guess you could say it's racist, but it was just the Asian version of Black Panther, honestly.
And yeah, because I understand what you're gonna say. I know the reason why.
Like
I was thinking of
dying, everything, like the way he gets built up to be this person. Like,
and then they have the whole village of people that have high tech dragon weapons, sort of like magic, not so high tech, but more magic based dragon weapons. And they had the shield. So I was thinking the exact same thing when I was in the theater. Like, this it looks like. It's a Black Panther thing. Like, are they going to keep doing this now? Like, they're going to go to someone else and there's going to be a whole culture of people that are advanced, more advanced than these, the regular dumb human beings that we are.
Basically.
But, yeah.
But nah, like, that was pretty much like, just like, I thought you know what? Because it was already an end credit. Like, the end of the movie was pretty much like a first end credit, if you really want to
they call
say.
it mid credits and then end credits.
No, like the actual, like, because the movie didn't end. We didn't even get a credit before that whole part where the Wu guy comes out.
No, we did. We got a little bit.
No.
We got, didn't we? I could have swore that we did.
It was the Wu guy. Then they go to the credit when they start talking about the rings. then they go to the last credit. We got 3 technically like credits. Basically.
Oh well.
But it's one of its part of the movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The Wu thing,
like,
the Wu thing, yeah, they left off, and then it
confused because it looks like it looked like an end credit.
Yeah, it was all
but it was cool. Like I enjoyed it because it really had me wondering like how are they gonna, because I enjoyed the character enough and I thought he was gonna be cool. Like I was like, oh, as a team thing, now that they switching up the cast of
Avengers
heroes and shit, yeah. It'd be cool to see him with certain people and see like how they do a team fight thing. So like I like that they still gonna push him type thing, but like to see like they were adding like the what's his name wow, I forgot his name again, the guy from Doctor Strange, the fat dude Wu, yeah, that Wu came out. Like every time he kept popping out, I just kept thinking of the Spider-Man trailer. I'm like, is this when he fucks up? Is this when he fuck up?
Yeah,
like because why he's not with Doctor Strange? Why is he leaving? Like
I wonder if it has to do with the What If episode, but we'll get to that later. Yeah. No, but I agree because you see in the Spider-Man trailer that he leaves Doctor Strange, but it's I don't know. It's really weird. I was trying to figure out because I think the timeline. I think this is actually before I think. No, is it after Far From Home? Or is it before Far From Home?
It has to be after Far From Home because Far From Home would be technically the first movie, the first event after they came back to everybody came back.
Yeah.
So everything will be considered technically almost after that.
Okay.
Depending on how you make the movie, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I guess it takes place around that timeline. I was just listening to something that it actually said what the actual timeline of the movie was. But say
in the movie, like she says, like, oh, people that disappear and now we come back, like anything like a happen type shit now. So it has to be around within that time.
So maybe it's after Far From Home and then right before No Way Home or some shit like that. Yeah. So I kind of thought the same thing as you. Like I thought it wasn't a bad movie in the sense that like I hated it by any means.
Yeah.
I do think that I am nervous about 2 things. Well, one, I would say like the whole movie up until the 3rd act, which is technically the end, was good. It was just kind of like, could you see his story? I like the character, the Razor Fist.
Yeah.
I liked his character, which they should have played on.
I kept thinking it was Taserface.
And then it kept going like once they get into that like mystical hidden land of warrior people, and they bring in, which was a cool effect, like they had all the different weird looking animals, and then they bring in the dragons, which they almost seemed like they were taking folklore from Iron Fist stuff, like with the heart of the dragon and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, are they gonna turn him into Iron Fist too? Like, or is he gonna see Iron Fist at the end?
That would have been cool.
Something like that, but yeah, none of that happened. But the thing I loved seeing Wu versus Abomination.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, I didn't hear Abomination talk. So did he get dumber the more he evolved?
Yeah, because he didn't speak, so he had to probably like. I guess if you want to keep the same, if he's the same universe, like
it is the same universe. Yeah.
So then, he would just have evolved into dumber because he was getting dumber when he turned into Abomination.
And he followed Wu, so it makes me think. Hint towards Thunderbolts, people. Red Hulk is coming. Red Hulk is coming.
Waiting for Red Hulk forever. It's not happening.
You already got Abomination and Zemo, and you're probably gonna have other people too, like other villains.
He got knocked out by Incredible Hulk. That's why he went and followed the Hulk. Because that's basically what happened. Like he did that whole shit, and then that was the Hulk's hand. It was, but
he's training him.
Yeah.
So he's training him for a reason, and he's gonna be part of the Thunderbolts. Red Hulk. But that was a good thing. Like I said, I liked the whole movie. I liked the action scenes. I liked like Razor Fist. But when it got to the 3rd act, and then they bring in the dragons, and then the super dragon, which should have been a character that I'm gonna bring up in a second. And this is where once I found out it's not Fin Fan Foom, maybe that's what I should have put in the background.
Yeah.
But it's just some weird soul sucking dragon.
They didn't go all out, but
my fear is this. Now, obviously, with the end credit scene, that's calling Fin Fan Foom. So you're gonna have the Venom concept. Now your next villain is gonna be another dragon. Like nobody wants to. Like you should have done Fin Fan Foom if you're gonna do a big dragon. I personally thought
Fin Fan Foom is so different from what that dragon.
No, but it's still a dragon concept because you could say that about Riot and Carnage. No, character-wise, you
could say that totally different. They're different, but the way the movie presented them,
what do you think they're going to do with this?
They're not going to do that. They're going to do it the right way. They're going to make Fin Fan Foom the right way.
They already fucked up. They should have made it him versus the Mandarin. The Mandarin should have been the villain, the only villain, and that's it. And you should have. I wish they did something like this instead of what they did with the rings, but we got what we got. But it should have just been the Mandarin. Fuck the dragons. Fuck all that stupid shit. And the other problem is Marvel did what they known for doing that people keep telling them to change. When you have a villain and then you have all these like little henchmen guys, stop doing one thing to kill all the henchmen guys. So if you look at Avengers 1, you close the portal and then everyone shut down. End of story, we won. Like, no. And then Age of Ultron, they were like, that's the last one. Like, how do you fucking know? And then in this one, it says you kill the main dragon, all the little things die. So it was kind of like, it's a cop-out. It's like, all right, we did all this grandiose action scenes. How are we going to end this? Kill the main guy, and then everything else will just roll down.
I'm worried about those little dragons. I forgot all about them after the big dragon.
No, it was when I just saw that, I was just like, oh, that's another Marvel thing that Marvel does that. It's just
I was just looking at the big dragon trying to figure out what the fuck it was gonna do, and I was like, oh, it was just gonna do the basic shit. Yeah, like it didn't do anything spectacular. Yeah.
It should have just been the Mandarin and his glory with those actual rings in back of us that actually do crazy shit. And then you could have had that end credit scene like, oh, it's a homing signal. I already knew because I was just like, unless they change it up and say it's Galactus's rings, like Galactus is coming now, motherfucker. That'll be something different, but you already know it's Fin Fan Foom. So
listen, Fin Fan Foom is gonna come and it's gonna be a lot better than what you expect.
I doubt it.
No, you're just.
It's another big dragon. It's gonna be the same concept.
Fin Fan Foom is a lot cooler than just a basic dragon.
He is, but now you already made it. The main enemy a dragon. Now you're bringing in another main enemy dragon.
It's a culture, yo, nigga. He had a whole dragon he was fighting with. Like I literally started my summer based off Asian culture, and then my summer based off Asian shit. Because I watched that movie. Technically, that Disney movie that we watched in PA.
Oh,
that's
the one with that dragon. Girl that was in it?
That's a whole Asian fucking movie. And then my summer's ended because it's already the summer's basically ended, and then it was Shang-Chi. And he's running around with the same looking type of dragon, doing shit with water and all of that.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
I'm not hating. I think I fucking love it. I love. One of my favorite things about the movie was all the creatures, like because it was like showed like the stereotype creatures that they had. In
like the Asian looking lions. They look cool with
the CGI. Like the CGI made the I want one of those lion horse monster thingies, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, I don't want the horse. I want the lions. Those
like the monster shit. Yeah, the lion shit. Like that shit was cool as fuck.
Yeah, and they got another toy thing with the little thing with no head, just wings, like a little fat body with no head wings. That's gonna be a toy, crazy toy that everyone's gonna want. But
I don't even think they make toys anymore.
I don't know, but overall, like I said, I thought the movie was good. What do you call it? So, just the gist of it is, his father lives like a long time with the rings and gives him all this power. Meets his mother, who's like basically a god. In a sense, not a god, but she's super powerful and beats the father and the thing. They fall in love. She gives away her power to live with him in a normal life. He puts away his rings. She dies. He turns back into the Mandarin and trains Shang-Chi to be an assassin. And then the assassin kind of like on his first mission to kill somebody, leaves him and then picks up with like now his dad's looking for him to look for his mother in that weird island, but it's not really his mother, it's the dragon. And that's how That's basically like the gist of
what
it.
the movie is going into everything else that doesn't need to be explained. Just watch the damn movie.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Like I'm going to be mean. I'm about to just be bad cop OD.
So anyway, so you see Wu in the movie with the whole thing where he's training Abomination how to fight, and then at the end they take Shang-Chi and the main girl, and he basically asks them like, do you still have the rings? Follow me. Then it's the credits, and then the mid-credit scene is they're looking at the rings and they're trying to figure out like what the hell it is. And then you see Dr. Banner, not Professor Hulk, but Dr. Banner with his arm in a sling still, and Captain Marvel. And they're asking like, hey, did you ever see this technology from an alien? No. Do you know it does not vibranium? Okay, blah, blah, blah. But all he said is it's older than a few thousand years old, right? So they said it's a homing signal, like, and then for what? And then obviously, if you read anything about comic books, and you know it's Fin Fan Foom's rings, so he's gonna come and get him. Then the other one after that, the last credit scene was just the sister of Shang-Chi taking over and technically becoming the new Mandarin without the rings. Like she just took over the whole thing.
Evil.
Yeah. So it was another, it was like watching Agent Carter take over like the little empire thing.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a whole thing of evil women, I think, in the next phase. Women are evil.
Do the female Avengers.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a right movie. I just wish certain things happened, but that's just my nerdiness. So I got to stop that sometimes. But
try to force too much.
I do, but when you could do things better, and I don't even have the money or the writing capability to do it.
They have it.
Disney.
They have it.
They rule the world.
Hey, you like I said,
they
like
rule
that money. They
don't
don't know how many people truly want to go watch this fucking movie. Like truthfully, like we were just saying, the movie theaters haven't been what it used to be. Like, every Marvel movie was packed. Like,
well,
people don't really want to go right now. Like, people went to go watch Guardians, not knowing what Guardians. I remember watching Guardians again. That should be packed that first.
You know why though? Everything that led up to the Guardians was good. So,
but everything
I don't think that
led up to hasn't been hard. It hasn't been DC.
No, but the fact of the matter is, Endgame was like in people's eyes, they liked the Infinity War way better than Endgame. So Endgame was kind of like
the fan you talk to be honest. Because I've heard fans that really like Endgame more than
yeah, but I don't think he's in.
That's what I mean. It depends on the person.
50. Yeah, but I still don't think it's like a 50-50. I think the majority would think that Infinity War is way better than Endgame. But then you think about it, and it's just like, all right, you had Endgame, and what did you have after that? Nothing, right? No.
At the Endgame is Spider-Man.
All right, Spider-Man, and that was good. And then we had COVID, and then all these movies got held back. Then we had like WandaVision that everyone hated at first and loved, and then Black Widow was the first.
It was not technically, you can't count that because it was on the Disney Plus as well.
Yeah, I know, but that's understandable. But that was just an okay movie.
But I understand it's an okay movie. What I'm saying, like the push to go to the movies, like there hasn't been.
Yes, but that's what that's my point. It's like in a decline because there's nothing beside, like, until Spider-Man comes out, you're not going to see that. Like, even with Eternals, it's gonna be the same thing that we saw today. That was hardly anybody in the theater because everyone was like, who the hell are they? It wasn't a lead up to that. If Spider-Man was first,
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
If Spider-Man was like first, then Black Widow and all this, everyone would be going to the movies for these just to see what's coming next. But now it's like Spider-Man's gonna be that big. The movie theaters are packed again.
At the end of the day, it don't fucking matter. People went to those movies. Nobody gave, like, people know of Ant-Man or whatever, but they didn't know shit about. They didn't realize you couldn't go to most of those people most likely and been like, oh, this is not this version of Ant-Man. Like, like the little critique shits that they really like,
no,
like you could, you know what I mean? So like,
but I think
I'm not saying that you're wrong about what you're saying because like Eternals is probably the biggest one that I'd be like, I don't feel like anybody, because everybody's gonna be like, oh, this is like, it looks like kind of Inhumans, but better.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna just be honest about it.
Yeah.
So, because I'm not even hella excited. I'm gonna watch it because I just want to see. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I feel like this is probably gonna be the one Marvel movie I'm be like, yeah, I don't fuck with it. But right now, we're gonna see what happens. But like this shit, I went into it and I knew I was gonna fuck with it because I was like, just martial arts alone.
Yeah.
I was like, as long as they do martial arts right, I'm gonna get into it.
And the guy actually does martial arts. Yeah. And before the movie came out, the choreographer was Jackie Chan's choreographer, and he died before the movie came out. So you could see some of the stuff, like the whole bus scene was pretty cool.
Yeah, but those are the things, like it's like little shit like that. Like I feel like, I'm not saying like the movie theater would have been packed, but it would have been less than fucking 10 people in there, like what it really was, because it was really, I mean, more than 10 people.
Again,
I mean,
it was the buildup. Like after COVID killed a lot of it, but then again, it's just a decline. You need a build up.
It's fucking.
It doesn't matter.
Like,
it's
COVID ruined everything. I'm blaming COVID. I'm not blaming fucking.
It's a decline. If you would have had a popular movie come out first, like everyone wants to see, like a Spider-Man or Doctor Strange. If you have one of those movies first, there would have been way more. I'm not gonna say packed, but for Black Widow, for Shang-Chi, for Eternals, there'll be more people going because they're gonna be like, oh my god, I want to see if this person's gonna be in or that person's gonna be in it.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So right now it's just on the decline. You're gonna see. But you'll see.
Like there should be more. I feel like
there should be.
It's like the same way with the TV shows. Like it's like, I'm not gonna say and be naive and be like, oh yeah, all these random ass people that went to the movies when they were following the trend.
Yep.
That they sat back and was like, yes, I'm gonna pay what it is to pay for the Disney app.
Yeah.
And watch all these shows because like to be dedicated. Like there's people out there that they'll wait to binge watch, so it don't give the daily or weekly stream shit that will make the show successful to make it have another season.
Yeah.
Like shit like that actually help shows. But like those are the people that I already like assume like, yeah, they're not gonna go to the movie theaters. Like,
yeah,
they don't care about it that much. They'll watch it when they watch it.
Well,
I'm looking for those fans. I was like, where are the niggas that was like at the fucking college that we went to?
Yeah,
like for the convention shit that we just did. Like, yo, where? Like, yo, there was a good amount of fucking people there.
Yeah.
Why ain't nobody in the movie theaters? Like, yo, the movie theaters used to be packed. Like, what's up with that?
No, I agree. And to me, it's sad to see, but at the same time, I almost
the people
like
that
it.
You knew, the people that you grew up on. You don't want to give nobody else a chance. Like, it don't make no sense.
No, it's
like
it's
I ain't
true.
know shit about Shang-Chi really like that. I just knew the nigga do kung fu, and I was like, I'm gonna fuck with it.
No, like I said, I agree with you in that sense. And a part of me is like, good, because like this is where you get the fair weather fans out of there. Like I hate the people because again, when we talk about Comic-Con, you never been there before the whole trend of being nerdy. I'm telling you, on a whim, I bought tickets the week of. I went to Comic-Con myself, and it wasn't like it was packed, but it wasn't like that. Not how it is now.
Move the way it can't move now.
Yeah,
like, every year.
So in a way, I'm almost happy. So I was like, good. If it goes in a decline, I'm gonna keep watching these movies and shows and enjoying it, and I'm gonna keep going to conventions because I like this shit since I've been a fucking kid, and no one's gonna stop me from liking it just because it's not a trendy thing now.
Yeah.
So it's like that's where I look at it. Like, good, get these stupid assholes that are ruining my ticket experience. Now I gotta be on there and keep hitting redo to hopefully get a ticket for fucking Saturday. Like, I look at it, good. Get the hell out of here. I'm good. But at the same time, sometimes it was a good feeling when you go there and it's packed and people are cheering when shit happens. And it's just like, oh. But we'll get that with Spider-Man.
I mean, and that's why it's like I get mad because this is like, y'all only come for the top tier shit like that y'all know. And it's like, I hate it because I'm not a stan of top tier. Like, don't get me wrong, like obviously I'm a Spider-Man fan, but like I have my top tier fandom, but I always like to try to fuck with the middle ground shit. That's why I like Ant-Man is one of my highest rated fucking Marvel movies in those throughout the like the cinematic universe.
And it's still not talked about as one of those top tier movies when it's kind of like, yo, I could both of them.
Both Ant-Man movies are good. They're funny. They're entertaining. Like the first one, I think is better than the second one.
Yeah,
but it was still like it's still good. Like Ghost and everything in the second one was still cool. Like they had what's his name? Louis Fishburne played
Well, yeah.
I forgot his
Goliath.
name. Goliath, yeah. Like you played this nigga like, so like it had shit in it. It was just like you gotta be willing to want to go, like, and damn, it's gonna go back to sounding semi-racist.
Like he is always.
Basically, like, because one of the things that popped in my head when I was thinking about it when I watched the shit, I was like, you know what's one of the funniest things? It was like I remember back when Black Panther came out, hearing like on the radio like Charlemagne being like, oh, I'm doing this event in Manhattan, like, for all the kids, like, we're all gonna go watch Black Panther. I was like, I wish there was an Asian person out there that would do this shit.
Yeah.
Like for that, like somebody like, especially with everything that's been going on with the Asian hate type shit.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking cool. Like, it's like, why am I Puerto Rican? I'm like, y'all coaching more than y'all.
Like, but it's funny too, because being half white, I always think about if a white person did that, everyone would be like racist. Like, everyone's okay with their culture. Like, I like my culture, but like racist. No, you can't like being white.
Yeah,
you
like
can't.
shit.
As soon as you say like, yeah, we're proud to be. Oh my God, they're neo-Nazis. Like, wait,
You're
what?
Negative. Nah,
like, what?
Listen,
Hold on a minute.
Proud to be white is a very negative term for a long time.
I know.
When you say you're proud to be white, it's like comes with bad.
I know, and it's crazy because then that's how I look at it. Like when I hear people talk, and that's why I say like it's racist across the board to me. Yeah. Like I appreciate people liking their culture, and that's 100% fantastic, fine. But when you're nothing but your culture, then I'm like, that's kind of racist. Because I swear, if I was full white and I was just nothing about like, no, I'm not racist. I want to help the white community strive, because the white community, like there's a lot of poor white people. There's more poor white people technically than there is. And then they were like, yeah, but the numbers, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you would have to make a whole case and like, no, but why are you just helping white people out?
I'm not 100% sure, because
being white is just not good this day and age.
But I'm pretty sure there's a book out there breaking down great whiteness and why being white is great. Like, what's that shit called?
Mein Kampf.
Yeah.
Hitler's book.
Yeah. Like there's a book out there that just break. Like I don't even know a Hispanic book that is like why it's great to be Hispanic. Like,
no, it's just funny because like I understand it because of our history, but it just makes me laugh because it's kind of like the only culture that could not do anything like that. We cannot have a white pride parade and the problem is, because most of the people, it's not just people that are just like, yeah, I like being white, and whether it's Italian white or Jewish white or this white or that white or Irish white, it's the most people that are gonna come out are fucking skinheads and Klan members
from Germany, like,
and then they were like, white power, like, oh God, you ruined it. We can't do it. We can't do it. At least like when you have like Hispanic Day parades or Puerto Rican Day parades, like they'll let them go. Like, okay, yeah, Puerto Rican Day parades for the Puerto Ricans, that's fine because they have Dominicans. We let
other people in. That's the thing. Like,
yeah, but not white people. You won for too long. You won up until the 60s, and we cut that shit off. We're gonna cut you off, let you go a couple 100 years without any kind of respect.
Like, listen, y'all gotta understand. Like, it's hard to really believe when y'all in a group that we feel safe. Like,
it really does take one person to be like, to look around and be like, white power, and then you just have like, oh yeah, we could say that.
Yeah.
Like, white power.
There's 20 white people here. There's one confident white man that's gonna say that. Then next thing you know, there's others like, I've been wanting to say this. That one spick that cut in front of me at the bar. Fuck him. Fuck the rest of them.
What's that term that they have down south with the people with the snake logo? It was like, don't tread on me.
Yeah, shit, yeah. One of my favorite flags ever to look at.
That is a cool flag, Don.
Yeah.
I don't.
Nah, because it's a great flag, but it's just knowing what it technically kind of represents.
Because white people ruin it. They always have to have racism in it. It's kind of like, yo, don't tread on me. Could be like, yo, don't step on my property. And then it just goes to, I'll kill you if you're not white. And like,
you know what it is? All right, this is what
we just really got into racism. Wow.
I know, but fuck it, this is fun. Like, you know what's one of the things? That movie, I don't know if you watched it on the Netflix. I think it was the series, not the movie, about the bomber guy.
Yeah, I watched
it. And then they did the militia shit, and it was that, and it was like, see, this is what's fucked up. Like, it was just like, damn, son, like, I really like, yo, that snake is cool. It has a little like, I was like, yo, if you put that in front of your house, like, yo, don't get on my property. Makes sense.
Because I actually got snakes. I got poisonous snakes on my property, son. Don't tread on it.
But it's just, but that's one of the things. Like, listen, the summer really ended. I want to talk about my summer. That's one of the things I love about fucking Florida, because like throughout this summer, like the way they've been breaking down because they're so strong Republican, everything that's going on, that like I just know, like, you know, there's like that one area where it's like, I don't care, like, don't trend is like fucking 5 flags on each house, like they don't care type shit. Like,
he didn't see that. He was just thinking that he
like that's what you would think you would see. And then when we went to Miami, I thought the coolest shit in the world was like it was all Hispanic culture. There was nothing but Spanish music and all that shit. It made me want to deal with it more, but it's like one of those things like you don't really like. It's about where you're at, and it's always gonna suck. Like how this like segregation is more real than probably racism. Honestly, well, like, you know what I mean? You push more people to one area, like
all right, because that was gonna be my question, because the way you worded it didn't make any sense. But from things I'm hearing now, right, and again, coming from me is gonna sound like I'm the white racist, but it's because I listen to like Lapeef Let's Talk Show and you know certain things that are on YouTube that are. They're mainly black people on the panel. And they have these discussions sometimes, right? Because they also bring people. That's why I like that specific show. They bring people of other cultures in. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of black people always talk about, and again, that's not. And I'm saying I'm just using this as a reference to the shit I listen to. So don't say that it's black versus white. It's not that. It's every culture does this.
Nah, basic. It's just free.
So my question is this, right?
All right.
Because the way I hear people talk on their show, and it's kind of like, it's the same thing I was just saying, like if white people said it, they're automatically racist. But then when you call them racist, they're like, I'm not a racist. It's just the black culture has to stick together and the black culture has to do this. And we got to work together and we got to build ourselves and separate from everyone else. So do you think segregation is better than what we do now?
No,
where
I feel like segregation is part of the reason why you fucking up.
You think so?
Yeah, because as much as we want to like be accepted and have like certain things, like we want to have like the equal, like like I should not feel like the basic saying, like when I get pulled over by a cop, I should feel the same way as a white person will feel. Let's just make it that simple. You don't get that for a reason. One of those is segregation. Because when you segregate and now you put a whole culture of people in one area, then you send a person that's not from that area to this area that he's not used to. You got to understand there's a timid aspect.
Oh, no. I get that. Like, but what if you said this, right? And again, this is just hypothetically speaking. Again, I'm not racist. I'm mixed and I like being mixed and I love being around other cultures. So just have to say that because I know people, if they're going to, I hope somebody fucking clips it. It makes me look bad, and then our channel goes flying up. But my thing is this, right? So it's that scenario. You take someone out of that environment, and then you put them in this environment. And they don't know how to act. So what if there was like this weird thing, like, all right, we're gonna start segregating again, but not on some slavery shit. We're gonna have. This town is all white people.
Like your own little town. Like Walking Dead, like a Alexandria type.
This one's all Spanish, and then of course Spanish people have to break down, and black people and white people do the same thing. Like you'll throw them all there because of their skin color. But then it'll be like I'm Puerto Rican and you're Dominican. You might have to separate that. So, but say like in your aspect, right, for cops.
All right.
So you're in a Spanish neighborhood now. Only Spanish cops could be hired in your Spanish neighborhood. And there's no other race of cops that could be in your neighborhood. It's only Spanish. Would that be better than what you're saying now, where it's kind of like you kind of feel segregated because if you're in this town, you kind of look bad because you're Spanish and you're listening to hip hop, and then someone from fucking Hamptons come in and their country music. And then they fucking like, but I don't feel who is this fucking thug? And then you're like, I'm not a thug. I'm just coming from work. I'm listening to rap. Like
it's so hard shit to say because like how you first said it, like I would say in Spanish. The only reason I would say like it's better to have it in Spanish with a Spanish thing is like just the gist of it. Like nigga, I still wonder how the fuck cops pull over most of the Spanish people that live out here that I know don't speak fucking English or barely understand English. How the hell are you communicating whatever the hell you're communicating to them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you really making them wait for another cop car to come with a Spanish person to communicate? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like those little things that I don't know because I'm not in that field.
So you're saying in that aspect it would be kind of better.
Because it's like that instant right there, but at the same time, I will go as being a Hispanic, where I feel like Hispanics will favor Hispanics just because you're Hispanic.
Yeah. And then because I feel like, again, it goes back to what I was just saying. All right.
Yeah.
Say we separate all our cultures, whatever. So in the Spanish neighborhood, and you have only Spanish cops, now it's what kind of Spanish? Oh, you have a fucking Puerto Rican flag? Well, fuck Puerto Ricans. I'm Salvadorian. And then now I treat you like shit because
there'll be some that like that.
So
like,
this is where I say like this is why I hate racism and segregation. Like I think it's stupid, but there's two aspects where I think I like different cultures, so I don't get mad when people are just like, no, I'm gonna marry and have kids in my culture. Like I don't have a problem with that. Like that's fine, because I feel like when you do kind of mix, you lose a little bit of something from each side. Because if I was 100% Puerto Rican, I would have the whole aspect of food and music and culture than what I do. Like I didn't grow up with my mom's, the white one, so I didn't come up with Spanish food in the sense that I'm eating Spanish food every night. I'm eating the food that I grew up with. So when I go to like your house, when it's all Spanish and your mom's good, and it's like, oh my God, it's fucking delicious.
It's just
it's different things. But at the reason why I say I like it is because of like I say the way I explain it, being poor middle class scenario, especially, you get to see the differences of poor white culture, how they act and what they do to chill. Like I'll even say like a barbecue.
All right.
So you go to the white side and really it's more quiet. Like they'll have their like either 80s rock ballads kind of shit, or they have the, I think the new school is just all that death metal shit, but they had like the 80s rock ballads, like the Bon Jovis and all that playing. And they're just regular barbecue food, hamburgers, hot dogs, ribs, maybe chicken, regular shit. And they'll start a fire and just drink beer and talk. Spanish culture, it's music and dancing and food, roasting pigs, up all night the night before until the next day because the women are seasoned. Not to be sexist, but the women would like season the. I remember like the like seasoning the pig, and then the men are outside like roasting the pig from 6 a.m. to fucking 6 p.m, just roasting, drinking beers all night long, all day long. Inside, they're blasting music. Everyone's dancing. Everyone's talking, speaking Spanish and talking and all the stuff. But that's more of a loud, energetic kind of feel. Yeah. But I like both of those things because sometimes you just want to sit down and chill by a fire and talk and bullshit. And then sometimes you want to be hype and dance and, maybe do some stuff on the side, like,
But that's what makes it fun. Like, those are things that make shit fun. Like, when you think about how we, let's say in general, we go to barbecues of just friends that we meet or whatever. Like, honestly, I didn't know what, like, was it like the jerk and like all of these like chicken and shit like that, like the Jamaican shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know shit until I started really hanging out with like Jamaican friends that cook food. Like, like as an adult, not like because of high school. Like, obviously, I don't have friends cooking.
Yeah.
Like adult friends that did shit, and it was just like, yo, this is fire. Like, I never had like that's me. Like, but I'm fat. Like, I just love hanging out with different cultures because of the food.
And the thing is, I learned because having like especially Jamaican friends, and it kind of wasn't like till recently in my adult life where I used to always say like, oh, they speak broken English. And when I said that to somebody that was Jamaican, and I was like, I would love to go to Jamaica, blah, blah, blah. I just wish I knew how to speak broken English. And one of the guys told me, was just like, don't call it broken English in front of them. And I was just like, why?
Oh, they'll take that. Oh,
because I never thought of it as a defense.
Yeah,
but it was just that he said to me, it was just like, they would tell you what's broken about it. And I was like, so what's it called? He was like, it's called patois. And I was like, the whole time I could have been and I was looking at my friend that is Jamaican that I no longer like, why don't you fucking tell me this? Like, I've been saying this in front of you the whole time, and you didn't tell me nothing. I know, but to me, it's kind of like, you would let me go to Jamaica, your family being from Jamaica, and you would let me say somebody like the word broken English, and I wouldn't know because I'm not Jamaican and haven't been into Jamaica yet or anything. So it was just like, I would have said something so disrespectful to them that I probably would have got snuffed and not knew why. Like, what the fuck? I thought it was called broken English. It's like, no, you stupid assholes, fucking patois. It's not broken English because there's nothing broken about it. It's our language, you fuck. Like, like, but it didn't really comprehend. I just
but you know what?
That's what I love about culture.
You learn that way. Like,
yeah.
That's how you go through everything. Like, even me being Spanish, like I'm Puerto Rican Spanish, but I meet Spanish people, like I met like Honduran people or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yours mad different from me.
Yeah.
Like everything that we talk, like, it's just like different shit. I made a joke about fucking adobo, and she was like, adobo, and I was just like, nigga, that shit's just natural. Like, I never met a Puerto Rican that didn't know adobo, and you looking at me like, huh? Like,
well, that's the same thing about Jamaicans when I say adobo, and they're like, oh, use adobo. I used to what was it, the bay?
All right.
I forgot what it's called, but it's like the same thing, but it's called like Old Bay. Yeah. I was just
Old Bay's also, I love Old Bay. Don't get me wrong. I fucks with Old Bay.
I'm sorry for not knowing the exact ingredient. Like, I'm just sitting there like, I know adobo.
Yo, Old Bay, if you do it right with like some shrimp or crab, oh my god, my nigga.
I wish I liked
Well, if you don't eat seafood, you don't really fuck with seafood.
Damn it.
But yeah, all right. So now we went off on
see, this is why we should have done this live. If we would have done this live, that would have been a good
because that was just random.
Weird,
like I was just
random segment. Random. But that was a good conversation. I don't give a shit. I'm throwing this whole out. It's
fun conversations. It's just real talk. Like I literally one of my favorite things, to honestly, I'll say this, like, is because yes, is my birthday, technically not birthday now because of the time.
What is it? Oh, it's my birthday. It's
technically his birthday now.
Happy birthday to me, motherfucker. Yeah, but I'm older than him, so.
But greatness always comes when it comes. You know what I mean? It just gets. That doesn't matter. I couldn't think of anything. Yeah. But nah, one of the things like I really do fucks with, like, I will accept now. Like, I was explaining on Tuesday when I went to the Met game with the fam talking. I was like, I really do like being like I'm stupid. Because I was like, when I talk to people, I be like, nah, I know this, that, and third. And then be like, nah, I ain't know that. Like, even I could be like, I had a whole bunch of, let's say, white friends growing up. And I know everything about white people. And I'd be like, oh, I didn't know white people did this. Like, you know, like that one thing that I'd be like, huh? Like, those shit's like, that's what makes shit like more interesting. Like, that's why I never understood like how you could really hate people to be on, like, to end my racism term. Yeah. Like, it's just ignorant. Like,
well, to hate a whole people, you know, like, that's
how do you not want to learn about shit? Like, I love Japanese barbecue. How can you not? Like, Japanese barbecue is fire, man.
I never had, like, and I would love to experience that. I would love. There was a actual, like, I think it's on Netflix. There's this guy, I think he's mixed. He's like black and I think he's black and white, but he made like a little series documentary where he goes up to like racist white people and then racist black people, and he's asking them questions and stuff. And you could see he's a little one-sided because he's like your skin color, and I hate this term. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna use it. I feel like he more identifies as black, but just because of his skin color and all that stuff like that, even though he's mixed. But and you see how he treats the racist black people versus the racist white people. But and there's another documentary where there was a Indian lady or Middle Eastern lady, I'm not gonna say Indian, but Middle Eastern, who went and did a whole thing about like white racists and spent like days with them and talking with them, and they were explaining, like, she was asking them questions, and so was the guy, like, why, like, why do you feel this way? Why do you do this? And da da da. And you see the breakdown where they can't really explain, like, because then she always brings it back to her, right? Because she's very nice and cordial to him. And obviously they agreed to be on the documentary.
Deep down inside, she cares only about herself.
Well, probably. But she would ask them like, so you think this way about these people? Like, do you think the same about me? And they always, all of them would go like, no, you're cool, but this and that and the other thing. And then they're like, but
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But if I'm cool and I'm of this race and I grew up in the Middle East and I did that, so why do you generalize?
It's stupid shit. Like, it's literally at the end of the day, it's what you get taught and not what you learn.
Yeah, it is. Racism is taught. Obviously, yeah, like taught, I haven't seen kids all together because mainly growing up in CI, it's a mixing pot. It's not one thing more than the other. So as a kid, I never seen anybody be like, hey, F that person because they're that. Like black people, Spanish people, white people, Asian people, nothing.
And all right, real quick, circle and bring this shit back, and then we're gonna go to where we're gonna go.
We're gonna go to What If.
Yeah. Real quick, that's where it says
Shang-Chi, racist talk. What if?
Hey, I started Shang-Chi with racism, in all honesty. But that's where a little bit of the segregation shit is funny, because I always say, like, when people, the joke is about I love white girls, da da da, and it's like, nigga, all the white girls I date, they all from my community, my location. We both broke, so as we struggle together.
I kind of want to talk to my dad now, but like, is that how you met mom? Like you just both broke motherfuckers. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, that's pretty much. Like, I guarantee you, when I see it, and I was like, "Your father married a white woman." I was like, "Yeah, they were both broke as fuck, but they fucked with each other and is broke together." Yeah, that's what it like, and that's real love though. Like, all my broke together forever. Damn it.
Yo, that's how that shit happens though. But all right, now we're gonna go.
What if?
What if
episode 4?
Like, if I had to, I would have did it again.
I could break it. I could still break it up if you want me to.
I want to do the. And no, we're gonna use it, but this is the. And then we go, because we can edit it in the aspect to do a certain. Yeah, like we're just talking about it here, but you know what I'm saying. So we're gonna go into What If. As we go into What If, I'm going to honestly admit I was drunk as fucking high yesterday when I got home.
It was his birthday. You can't judge him. You can't judge him. It was his birthday.
I watched What If, and it mind fucked the F out of me.
Yeah.
So I'm still gotta rewatch it because I don't remember the last probably 10 to 15 minutes. But it was, yes, that's kind of all I really remember. I was like, why is this nigga turned into the devil? What the fuck is going on? And it's supposed to be part of the MCU.
All right, so I'll give the situation and then whatever. We'll go from there, But so I watched it twice because I had to rewatch it because again it was kind of like a mind fuck. I was trying to figure out what was going on. So the what if, the question was, what if Doctor Strange didn't break his hands, but he broke his heart? Meaning that when he was driving, when he broke his hands, a stupid accident, he was in the car with the girl from Notebook and crashed the car and she died. Like his hands were fine and all that, she died. So he still goes and looks for insight, and he goes and finds
it's kind of basically what
the ancient one.
It's without him getting into the accident.
Yeah, it's without him. It's like, all right, he finds the power, but now he gets into the time stone, and he tries to reverse time to meet her again, and then he figures out that it's every time that he tries to do something different. Like he tries to be like, all right, I'm going to drive, but I'm not going to do what I did to get into a car accident. And he still gets into a car accident. She dies. And then and I want to break down, because I love time travel. I'm going to break it down to why it just happened that way instead of it breaking out into multiverses. Yeah. But so every time she died, he went back, tried to save her, died again, went back to save her. He did all these things where like, I'm not going to even pick her up. She still died. I'm not going to do this. She still died. We're just going to hang out over here. Every time it died, right?
That was one of my favorite things.
So then he goes and finds the I forgot the guy's name because it's the Library of Kigliogo, whatever.
The dude that he was talking to.
Yeah, the old black guy. He goes into where he finds all the library of books before, you know, the time frame that we Doctor Strange.
Well, yeah, the ancient one.
So he goes back in time, visits him, and he figures out that he could become more powerful and control time better, but he has to absorb all these beings. And so he opens a portal. The first portal you see is the tentacles that you've seen from the first episode when they open the box and there's the tentacles that come out.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the main villain in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it's this nigga, the one-eyed monster guy.
Yeah. So
if you play Marvel vs. Capcom, you know who he is.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name right now.
I know it's a weird name.
It's like it's like starts with an S, but it has a G. It's some weird shit. Yeah.
I could pronounce it, but I just forgot it. So you'll notice that, just keep that in mind, because that was the first and the last thing that he kind of absorbed. So he was just like, oh, too powerful. So he cuts off the portal and then he gets like a little gnome and it absorbs him. So he starts absorbing characters and you can see that he's starting to change into them when they absorb him, and then he goes back to normal. So then again, he tries to save her. It doesn't happen. So then what do you call it? That the black guy that he goes back in time for, he realizes that when he's doing all this, he's stopping time for himself to do it. So he's like living a long time. The black guy dies. He said, I could change it, that you could live forever. And the black guy tries to say, like, hey, dying is a part of the process. You know what I'm saying? Is that we all have to.
Yeah, I remember that part.
So he lets him go, and then he tries again, and he just becomes more evil because he has all these things now. He's super powerful. But then the Ancient One, I think the black guy and the Ancient One kind of say to him, you're not the only Doctor Strange in this universe, and like in this timeline. So what happened is he fought the Ancient One earlier in the show, and she split him up into two, or almost, right?
She made the
so it's the same, almost, yeah, exactly. So he had the regular one before he did the thing in the beginning where he went back in time. So that version of him never used it and kept going. And this is why it's not a different timeline, because it's all in the same timeline. It's just that part of him did that crazy shit, and that timeline, she always dies. So when you have one timeline and it's a definite thing that's happening, like the destiny timeline, I call it, you can't change that. If it was alternate realities, every time he stopped it, he could have saved her, but they kept him. They kept him in this reality, so he doesn't do that. So I understood that, and then they fight each other, and he absorbs the Doctor Strange, and he actually confronts the Watcher. He notices the Watcher.
Yeah, I've seen that part.
So that was the interesting part to me, because this is all canon. So he goes to the Watcher and is like, "You're like, I read up on you. You're a god. You can do it." He's like, "No, if you read up on me, you know I can't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a god, first of all, and I'm only to watch." Yep. And this is what gets me back. Galactus is coming, y'all.
Oh no, he's coming. He's definitely the top. Like this, I fucks with Kane. Don't get me wrong, and I really hoping that it's gonna be like this stupid Kane epic fight scene shit. There's something in my head that I just feel like it's gonna be something that's gonna make me. I'm gonna die off of it probably. Yeah. But like, I don't want to give him the credit of the full big bad of the phase. I feel like Galactus is gonna pop up, or there's gonna be some type of sign.
Not in phase 4.
No, there's gonna be something that's going to acknowledge space, and it's going to be like within the Fantastic Four, within having my nigga Silver Surfer pop up. Like there's going to be something there.
At the end of phase 4, I think, because you already got Fantastic Four lined up.
Somebody got to destroy the whole Earth. Like somebody got to make everybody get together.
Yes.
And like that's when you could be like, oh, that was the East Coast or West Coast Avengers. You could have the X-Men be now a possible group to get thrown in there. Like you could literally leave Galactus later, but as you building up everything else, like you do X-Men per se, that's a great way to have now. After X-Men does their little series, like give them like 2-3 movies, and that's being nice. I give them 3 movies if you want. Like they get a little like their big bad. Can't be Magneto again. I'm sorry to say it, but it can't be Magneto again.
Well, listen, this but
the same way they did with Spider-Man, but it's saying you couldn't do Green Goblin, you couldn't do. They had to change it.
Well, they did.
You know, but you
technically they remade Spider-Man and they did Green Goblin.
But they did, but
they fucked up.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
but go ahead.
But so what I'm trying to say is basically like I could see it being a build in an aspect like Fantastic Four, in my opinion, if it's not X-Men, is going to be the last of a phase. It has to be. It can't be. It has to be a last or a beginning.
No, because Fantastic Four is not going to bring Galactus right away.
But you could put. But what I'm saying, but those 2 teams, you building a phase off of.
Yeah,
you can't build. You can't throw them as a middle concept.
No,
that's what I'm trying to really say. I don't see. I don't see those 2 teams being like Guardians. Guardians, you got away with it because Guardians people didn't really know
and all this. Yeah,
like. But X-Men and Fantastic Four, they're the 2 top teams that for everybody knows. So they should be respected in that aspect to start a phase.
Yeah.
To build or end a phase. That's how I see it.
I think they're in phase 5, both of them. And I'm not positive because I have to look at the stupid timeline, but they change it all the time, like what they're putting out first and second and third. I think phase 5, Fantastic Four, which is ironic. I think the end of phase 4, you're gonna see Fantastic Four as a hint.
Something.
The start of phase 5 is gonna be Fantastic Four. They're gonna start it off before the X-Men. In phase 5, I think the X-Men are gonna come. So that's why I'm saying the phase 5 villain might actually be Galactus. Like this villain is gonna be Kang. The next villain is going to be Galactus.
No.
And then something because
Black Doom would take over. If Fantastic Four does it, they're going to do a whole Doom.
Doom
will fall out, and then they'll go later on to bring back Doom.
Because Galactus is all encompassing. Doom is Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but you could bring Doom into anything. Doom
exactly. That's right. But that's my point. Galactus is the main villain, but he's not going to be the main villain in Fantastic Four. I think.
Oh, all right. I got what you're saying.
And this is another thing, because you could say the same thing you're saying. You can't do Magneto again, but you could some people say you can't do Doom because you tried to do Doom 3 fucking times and you failed.
Yeah, I forgot about that last one.
So it's but I give you this.
I don't count that.
But I give you this because
you just can't.
The reason why I can't say no to Magneto is the same reason I can't say no to Doom. They're too important to.
They would have to switch up the whole way they do.
That's what I'm saying. They need a whole new cast because you cannot bring anybody from the Fox universe, Fantastic Four, or X-Men. I'm sorry. Erase everyone. Fuck you, Hugh Jackman. Unless Deadpool wants to do his own movie where some in a weird multiverse situation, that's fine. That's fine. Deadpool could get away with a lot of shit.
Because
when you talk about the MCU, X-Men, and Fantastic Four, I'm telling you, please, I'm begging you, change all those fucking characters. I want Method Man to be Bishop.
But
I want these certain characters to be new.
Listen,
like new actors, new storyline. And don't get me just to bring your point. Now, the same way Doom and Magneto to me have the same respect in the folklore of those teams. Do I want to see Magneto first? No. Do I want to see anybody that they did first? No. Okay. I want them to bring a new X-Men villain, or at the very least, because I was actually thinking about this recently, because Disney Plus Network gives you the cartoons. Yeah. They could literally, the first two episodes they could do with the Night and the Sentinels. Yeah, if they did the Sentinels right.
Yeah, they could, yes.
But I'd rather them start there, grounded, and without anything, because you could have Beast going to jail and Magneto trying to save him, and then he just goes away. You could have stupid shit like that.
Yeah, they could do all of that.
But with Fantastic Four, it's the same thing. I'd rather see Mole Man as the first villain, some stupid villain. I'd rather see the puppeteer. I'd rather see Blastar from the Negative Zone. I'd rather see something like that.
You're not gonna get none of that shit. Like the thing is like this one is gonna it'll be fucking hilarious. Like they like Wolverine the movies, and then they just do the whole Sabretooth Wolverine thing from the first season of X-Men. It would be great, but it'd be fucking funny because it's like you're just fucking forcing him down our throat. The thing is, like, they had to find a character to really base the good guy aspect off of. That's the main thing about X-Men. I think that they were trying to figure out with the first movie that they wanted, like, they wanted somebody to work off of, like that main poster boy, like the character you make money off. And Xavier is not gonna be that because he's in a wheelchair. So to be honest,
I'll say this.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, you're two money makers.
Xavier, I mean not Xavier. Scott Summers has glasses on and is like, oh, but you're forcing a mask on a face. And you know, like
you got two money makers that you fucked up already. Well, you fucked up in the original. Because again, thinking about this, right? I would think about what's the lineup, right?
And that's part of the whole breakdown.
I'm an X-Men fan. I want the original 5 because you can make it work. But if you have the lineup from the cartoon, you have, and I would even say, because Morph is not a humongous character, he was whatever, I would say put the lineup, and I don't like Jubilee, so I would say Shadowcat instead. But
either way,
you could do Shadowcat instead because I want the Shadowcat Colossus thing. I don't like Jubilee at all. But do the first 2 episodes as the first movie, have the same lineup, have a good person, not what's his name, to play, not Magic Mike playing fucking Gambit.
Well, Gambit's already been canceled. There's not a Gambit movie coming out.
So have a good Gambit with a good Asian Cajun accent. I was gonna say Asian. Shang-Chi. But this is where I say character to me, especially being an X-Men fan, means everything. The reason why you have 2 moneymakers are Wolverine and Gambit, and fuck the side movies. I'm talking about the X-Men franchise. You're always going to try to make Cyclops the Boy Scout and bitch him out for some reason. I just wish that you made him a little bit more tougher because he's a leader of the fucking X-Men. So if Wolverine steps on his boundaries, you should see, because there's panels in the comic books that I wish I could show you right now, and to pull it up and be like, even Wolverine says, this is why sometimes I wonder why, like, you're the X-Men, leader of the X-Men. Now I know why. Because, yeah, nigga, I could fuck you up and I could do this. I'm that powerful. But that's besides the point. Gambit, and this is the reason why I worked in a cartoon. Wolverine is the cool, rugged, I don't care, I got unbreakable claws, a healing factor, I'll mess people up guy. And Gambit was the smooth, suave ladies man, can handle his business. Like, even when you go that episode, No Mutants Island or Slave Island, whatever, when he thought, like, Jubilee thought that he betrayed Storm, but he had his whole thing like, yo, chill out, like, I got this, don't worry, chill out. Like, he had his own plan set up. You got to make him cunning, savvy, and you got to make the ladies want to see him. You got to, like, the guys want to be him kind of thing. It sounds corny, but that's the kind of character he is. And then you have Morph. If you did the Night at the Sentinels, you got to have Morph as everyone likes this character, and you see the relationship between them. And when he dies, the way they feel and all that stuff. Like, the 2 episodes of the original X-Men cartoon, you can make one freaking movie. Don't make the damn Sentinels a goddamn vacuum cleaner, and do it right. That would be a great start of a franchise, and a great lineup too, because you got Rogue, and you got to make Rogue with her hotness and powers. Storm is a great character. Jubilee sucks. I would, even though I like Angel and Iceman, but that lineup was fire.
They're not gonna do the original ever because that team sucked. It's not an impressive team to actually
hit you.
Like, honestly,
Beast is awesome.
The team sucks. It's not an impressive team
You could
to be like.
The reason why I say
it's not impressive. Like Angel is awesome, but he has to be Archangel to be awesome.
But you can't have Archangel without Angel.
I get that, but
and then you can make sense.
At the end of the day, after that, then it's just a nigga with wings.
Yeah, but he has sight and he has super strength.
I understand that, but he's just a nigga with wings.
Okay,
like, you have fucking Beast who has fucking super strength anyway,
and agile and all that.
Yes.
So like, but the way I always saw it, like if you were gonna make the first 5, you could explain why Xavier has a mansion and all this money for a Blackbird and all this technology.
He got the money because
he got it for Warring Worthington III.
Brother, King, get him, King. Get him.
And he could be one of those. He could be instead of Morph, he could be the one that gets. He thinks he dies. Mr. Sinister takes him, and then has Apocalypse
They'll never do
work on him.
One of the best things that they
and I'm glad they never did Mr. Sinister, even though they hinted towards it.
No, because they need to do Mr. Sinister, but they need to make him within the respect. Like this is where it's like, all right, Marvel has this now.
Yeah,
I would love to see Marvel hint towards it because I know that they're going to build up to him.
They hinted it in like 4 movies.
Yeah, but they're gonna build him up right. Like they're gonna make it like
hopefully
when they give him his movie's going to make sense. It's going to be like watching, let's say, like the cartoon where they go to like the fucking island and they deal with everything. Like they had the Savage Land shit. Like it's going to make sense if they do it.
You don't need to do Savage Land.
No, but I'm saying like they're gonna make it. I'm not saying that they have to do it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that they will make it make sense.
Like, well, that would be
Fox
another.
Doesn't make shit make sense. They just randomly was just like, oh, end credit scene. And look at it's fucking Sinister, and it's like, why are you giving me this when you don't give me nothing?
That would be
a
great lead up to an actual Apocalypse, because Mr. Sinister and Apocalypse are like this.
They're not like that, no.
They're like this in a sense, story wise.
Nah, deep down inside, fuck with each other.
But instead of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, you have the Nasty Boys.
That would be dope because the Brotherhood
Mr.
is
Sinister.
But see, the thing is,
and you've never seen none of them on camera.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody knows the Brotherhood. That would work better. It would be a lot nicer. It would be cool, but that's honestly my whole opinion about all this shit, even with Fantastic Four. Because to make it like long story short type shit. Until I finally get some confirmation about anything about them shits, I'm kind of tapped out on it.
Yeah,
I don't even think I'm getting an X-Men movie ever. Like they drop fucking movies and shows.
You're getting it.
I don't feel like I'm getting it
anytime
soon.
They called it The Mutants, but I don't think it's gonna be called The Mutants
until I see a trailer, teaser, something that really pushes the emphasis of it. It's gonna be hard because they could keep pushing it. It's the same thing with Fantastic Four. They teased Fantastic Four. They gave us a Fantastic Four headline.
Yeah,
and I still have yet to get any type of. I don't know who's playing Mr. I need to know who's being Mr. Fantastic. I need to know like what the fuck is going on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I heard John Cena said he might be willing to play the Thing. And I'm like, what is going on here? Like, what is like? I want to know. Like, I love the Fantastic Four. It's the first family. Let's keep it rocking. Like, that's what it should be. Like,
but they still got time though. They don't even have half the stuff from Phase 4. That shit is Phase 5.
I know, but I need that. I need it by next year.
It's not gonna happen.
I need it by next year. I need to see like I need at least like a flame on, and then he does the 4 and then disappears. I don't even need to see the person.
What if it's the guy who played Captain America?
I'll be like this guy is the GOAT because he said, "I don't care if y'all look at me as Steve Rogers. I am now."
I would hate that because it's like, oh, you're bringing Fox shit here.
I'm saying it as a joke.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be fond of it because it does fuck up the thought process. But it would be funny to see that egotistically.
Yeah,
be like, you know what? I know I'm gonna make so much more money,
and you're gonna watch it, bitch.
Like I gotta help both sides. Like my part where if it was me, I'd be like, I'm so egotistical. I'm gonna turn right back into fucking Human Torch. And give y'all a whole Fantastic Four movie that you're gonna watch and make me even richer. And then y'all gonna go back and watch Captain America and make me richer again off of residuals. You fucking suckers. I mean,
and I'm gonna Eddie Murphy or Murray when we're all together.
Chris Evans will literally go everybody in that MCU. Like Robert Downey Jr. technically does that now, like because he's in movies that he don't necessarily need it to be in.
Yeah.
But Chris Evans turned out to be Human Torch, that would be just an ultimate troll of I'm just making money off of you niggas. Like that's Ben Affleck trolling. Yeah. Where it was like, Ben Affleck, you got fired for being Batman. Why are you back?
I know.
Like, why are you back? Like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, like, such a crybaby.
Yeah. God, fucking.
No one liked Justice League and Batman v Superman.
Yo, so you know what I try to watch? You know what's mad funny? So I tried to watch Titans again. God, that show sucks.
Horrible. The live action?
Horrible show, yes. Horrible. Like, I literally was like, all right, I'm going to watch the Red Hood episode.
Horrible. Was it?
Horrible. Like, to me, I couldn't get into it. I was like, I fast forward to the first Red Hood action scene. Then I watched and I was like, still that dark, old decent. Like, there's no life to it. It's very just boring, same tempo.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, fast forward to the end when it's technically it's Nightwing fighting Red Hood and they're doing everything. I was just like, it just don't work. Like, your cosplay doesn't fit right. I've seen cosplay on YouTube that look better Red Hood than what it is on there. Yeah, to be honest,
because it really does from the picture on HBO Max. It looks like the helmet's too big.
Yeah,
and it was just like
it doesn't. And I tried to watch Titans multiple times when I was 3 seasons deep, and it's like, man, just doesn't. And I did it to try not to be biased over the Disney shit, where it's like maybe I was being biased, and it's like no, like you don't build up, and like y'all could have built up Titans. Like that first episode could have actually been the start of a build up of the team instead of just being like, boom, dark, gritty. Oh, we're here. Oh, and I was just like, all right, this show sucks.
And again, they would do better if they had shit intertwined. Where I understand, like WB tried to do that with the
Legends
Flash,
of Tomorrow, whatever. Yeah.
But it's just kind of like you can't do that and then have the Teen Titans on HBO Max and then have Doom Patrol, but Beast Boy, I think, is in both of them, but different characters.
He's definitely a Titan. I don't remember.
Well, one of them is sorry, because Cyborg is in Doom Patrol, but Cyborg's also in the movie, so it's not part of the same universe. Like that's why I like a kind of what Marvel's doing, where everything's all encompassing, and that's why it kind of upsets me too. Like,
nah, they just.
It's bad.
I don't even know. Like, and I know that they were trying to do more shit. And listen, when Injustice comes out, the cartoon movie, I can't wait.
Just to let everyone know, right? I'm probably gonna do it like a live stream shit. I'm gonna talk about a few comic books because I'm gonna be done. I have one more, like half a trade paperback for Kill or Be Killed. So as soon as I'm done with that, I'm gonna talk about all the shit that I've read, like sort of kind of recently. I've been thinking the past year. I'm gonna have my nephew, because this asshole didn't finish reading it, but we're gonna talk about like the Sweet Tooth comic book. And then I'm gonna start on Injustice omnibuses I got.
I'm gonna finish Injustice before him.
He's not even done with Sweet Tooth. My nephew finished it in a fucking day and a half.
Motherfucker don't have a job. I don't care.
I don't care.
You have fucking other
shit for like 3 months now.
Fucking, when we find out he has a girlfriend, then we can talk. How about that?
So anyway, I hope you enjoyed our talks about Shang-Chi, What If, and racism.
Listen, the racism talk was not real racism talk. That is just fucking real thought. Like,
it's racism talk. It's not like we're being racist. Yeah, we're talking racist.
I understand, like, people, if you don't have an open mind towards shit, then I don't understand you. Like, just be fucking, it's right in front of your face.
So like, if you liked it,
like, honestly,
like it, subscribe, follow. We're on all the social media shit, and share this shit. Tell people about us. We want to grow a channel. And let's go. So
share, grow, understand,
obey,
acknowledge me. Now tomorrow, I'm probably gonna do like a month's worth of wrestling. I'm gonna try to do a pod to wrap up everything that happened. But then the best way to put it is like the summer of Cena / almost the summer of Punk and everything, like all the shit. Because there's a lot of things that happen in the rest of the world, and still processing and happening. Going into our AEW show on the 22nd, we're going to the Queen's show. Hopefully, Daniel Bryan's debut on AEW. And I'm saying this as a WWE fan that doesn't want him there, but I'm a fan of him that I'm going there to see him there. So it's going to be interesting. We're getting more shit. It's going to happen. Summer's about to be over, so I'm going to be inside more.
Yep.
We're going to figure out more shit. Know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
So peace out. Hope you enjoy. Peace.